We had the press reaction before most of the press reaction before the fans' reaction, because the media had the album in advance in order to be able to put out their reviews, and the reviews are anonymously absolutely loving this new record. There are some things that they all say that we surpassed Pirates, even if some people didn't think we could. We ourselves, we didn't know until we saw that we could. They all have different favorite songs, and it's great because it reflects also the mood in our band. We all have different favorite songs. I think it's a good sign that our record has a variety of great songs over there. So yeah, it's unanimously very, very positive. People are pleasantly surprised by the evolution our band is taking, and yeah, we're very happy about it. And the fans' reaction has been so far, I mean, it's not even 24 hours, kind of absolutely astonishing. People are loving this record and giving us so many positive, deep feedback about it. But I can't wait for them to, have a bit more time to digest the whole thing, because some cannot yet tell which is our favorite song, and this will come. So, when we started to write Pirates, we had a direction. Like, we knew, okay, this is where we want to go. This is the universe we want to explore. This is, we made a strong statement with Pirates, establishing ourselves as a pirate-themed band, and that was our main focus back then. It was like, now we're a pirate band. That was what was on our mind the most. But around Pirates II, we're like, okay, how do we go on with that? And I came up with the idea of calling the album Armada pretty early, because it's a word I really like, and it fitted the mood of some of our songs. But then we were like, we recognize how much we flirt with cinema, with our music, with our storytelling, with our universe, with our videos. And we thought to emphasize this approach by borrowing something from the cinema, with all these movies that are in saga, and they don't always have 1, 2, 3, but it's like it's Harry Potter and something, it's Star Wars something. And we thought, let's do the same. Let's create a saga so that it's bigger than just one record. And if people discover Visions with Pirates 2, they'll be drawn to, if there's a Pirates 2, there must be a Pirates 1. And yeah, it's to flirt with cinema a bit more, and to create like an overall piece that it's bigger than just one record. So I have seen, like, Mick is already starting to write new songs, because he constantly writes music. I like to call him a genius music box. So as soon as he has some free time, he always lays down new material, and I've seen a folder on his desktop that said, for new material he's been working on, that said Pirates 3. But it's a bit early, we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll bring a twist and become vampire metal, we don't know. Oh yeah, like, it's easier to talk about the common points, but the difference is that we learned from all our experiences, and also from the experience with Pirates, and with a little bit of, time and water under the bridges, we listened to Pirates and we're like, it would be nice if we could record the whole drums at Jakob Hansen this time. So that's why the album has very biggest impact on the rhythmical section, is that we recorded the entire drum set at Jakob Hansen, which is the main difference compared to Pirates. We have heavier riffs in Pirates too, so we push the guitars a little bit in the mix, which is different from Pirates. So that on the music side, on the production side, these are big differences sound-wise. Then, of course, it's an evolution from a starting point. We enter a new journey, still in the same universe, so we don't talk about this. We talk a bit about the same things, but not under the same angle. Some new things came in, lyric-wise. So it's a continuity with an evolution. The songwriting is different because Meek evolved, because we evolved, because we don't want to repeat ourselves. So if you listen to Pirates and then to Pirates 2, you will feel a consistency, but also an organic creative evolution, which in the end is hard to put into words.
Yeah.
So the main difference with Pirates 1 is that Pirates 1 started to be written during COVID times. So we were all locked in apart, and we had to exchange files through computers and phone and talk. Like, what do you mean by that part? Which made the whole thing way more of a struggle. Pirates 2, we knew where to go, we knew what we wanted to explore as a universe, and I lived in Italy and I could have writing sessions with Meek. So at some point he was like writing a lot on his own. Like, this entire record has been written by Michele. It's the first one. Also another difference with Pirates 1. And as soon as he had laid a nice basis for a new track, he would call me in and he would be like, hey, come listen and tell me what you think. And right now I have like first verse, first chorus, second verse, second chorus. I don't know how to make the song evolve. So I would come in, listen, and be like, can we have a breakdown now? So if there are some breakdowns on that album, it's because I personally love them. So we did a lot of writing together, refining things, make sure the key, the vocal lines, they fitted both of us very well. So that's one of the luxury of our band, is that it's written by the singers for the singers in a way. That's why melody is so important. That's why our vocal chemistry is so important. Like, we make sure that we both sound at our best and we sound good together. And and then so we would finalize songs together, and when they were done, we would send them to Felix, our producer, and to Thomas to have feedback, and then we would finalize the song together, and then I would write the lyrics. So it's a different thing. Yeah. So I cannot write about anything about something that has nothing to do with a personal experience. Truth is, I've never been a pirate. So, and I would feel completely an imposter if I would try to write like a pirate would, like try to put myself into a real pirate, like a historical pirate or something. So my approach to lyrics is that I think a pirate is first of all a human being, and that's what I have in common with a pirate. So the emotions, the struggles, the adventures that we feel as humans, we can share, we can relate to. Despair, mourning, joy, rage, curiosity, loss, it's loneliness, it's losing this purpose for life. It's all things that we all can relate to, and that's my approach. It's like, I want to talk about humanity. I want to talk about the real emotions that we go through life. So that's the cake. As a French, I have to talk about food at some point. And people also can relate to food, so that's the cake. And then the pirate theme is just the words I use. That's the icing. But the core is a human experience. And that's also why I think a lot of people relate to what we're talking about, even if they never thought about being pirates themselves. Yeah. I mean, that's a real question, and a lot of people did ask that in interviews, and I understand that one could think this way. We decided consciously or even unconsciously to not ask ourselves that question. Because the moment in which we sit down and write a song, it has no context. It's a song, it's here, it's in the moment, and we want to, Meek and I, and then Felix and then Thomas, we just want to be convinced with every track by themselves. Is that a good song? Are we happy with the track? Are we happy to listen to it again and again? are we happy to create that? And when the answer is yes, then, you know, we do our best, we deliver the best performance, we try to put the best orchestrations around it, and we have good advice from Felix to fine-tune some parts, to bringing 10% more magic here and there. And then that's it. And then, because we are aware of our own capacities, and we know what is a good song, what is a weaker song compared to another, you know, we wrote way more songs than what ended up on the album, and that was great because we had choice, and that just was sometimes difficult. But sometimes you think like you wrote your best song, but 2 months later you're gonna write a better one, and then you're like, okay, that first one that I thought was the best is actually not gonna make it on the album, because now you have 12 more songs that are just bigger. And during the songwriting, at some point we realized, okay, this is great material. People will tell if in their eyes it's better or not than the other one, but we try to not fall for the pressure, because I don't think anything positive comes out of it.
Yeah.
If you create with your mind, not with your guts and your heart, I don't think this is how you make your best material.
Yeah.
So that's the difference with Pirates 1. With Pirates 1 it was very difficult for me to really pick a favorite. And Pirates 2 has amazing songs all over the album, and it's still very difficult to, even like, it's unfair to compare and be like, of course favorite doesn't mean best. That's something someone said recently about picking up what's the best, what's the favorite. It's nothing to do with being the best song. To me, the one that from the very beginning resonated the most was The Dead of the Sea. Yeah, and I've been fighting very hard to make that one a single. Maybe, but at the moment not yet. But yeah, that's my personal favorite. So yeah, this dates back when I joined the band. Because, you know, I was asked to join Visions of Atlantis by Thomas. He approached me in late 2013, and the idea was to make a final record and a goodbye tour. We're not there yet anymore. 10 years later, I'm still here. It's not a goodbye tour, no. And I told him, yeah, I'm willing to help you do that, finish your band's career in a nicer way than just... But I told him, my only condition is that I write my own lyrics. I want to sing my own words, my message. I want to feel connected to the music. Otherwise, it just feels like being a cover band, and I can't dedicate so much emotion into it and so much of me like that. So he said yes. So then when I sat down, I was like, all right, I'm going to have to write lyrics for this band. I need to understand their universe, where they come from, and I also need to make that universe mine in a way. Like, I have to be able to relate to something. So I looked at what Visions did in the past, and I saw, okay, there is this nice ocean theme stuff, even from the band name. I'm like, I'm going to respect the legacy. I'm going to keep that. You can say so much with the ocean, depending on the angle you decide to work with it. And then I was like, all right, but we're metalheads. Metalheads are rebels. Who are the rebels of the ocean? Thomas! I have an idea! Can we be a pirate band? And that was 2014. And back then that didn't click with him, because he was like, no, I don't want this to be carnival. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's not going to be carnival. It can be done greatly. Believe me, I see it. Okay, no. Anyway, I still managed to put a bit of the pirate theme here and there, with the Silent Mutiny song on the Deep in the Dark, with the fact that we have Yebenish Privateers appearing in the Deep in the Dark video, and then with Wanderers, it's like, we're not pirates, we're just lost on the beach somewhere with a ship. But it was already there. And so when we started work on Pirates, I still had this undefined ocean, poetic, adventurous, explorers universe on. And then Felix was like, you guys are constantly talking about sailing and exploring and pirate stuff, and why don't you just become a pirate band? I told Felice, can you tell Thomas? And luckily that time it worked. Sometimes a good idea doesn't meet the right time or the right context. So while we were working on Pirates, like halfway through the songwriting of Pirates, we decided to embrace that theme, and because to me it was a very logical way to present the band. Also because at some point nowadays with the world we live in, where image is so much important to go around music, you know, we promote our music with images. Like all the social media is basically mostly images. It's important to have a visual universe that people recognize and that is strong. So. Oh yeah. You had some people who did not understand the step, who compared us with other pirate metal band, but doesn't matter. You always, whatever you do, there will be people who are there to criticize. So I think that's something that really helped us to develop our unique approach to stage in our show, was to play as much as we did. We played a lot the last 2-3 years, over 80 to 90 shows per year, and that gave us the opportunity to even just get to know each other on stage and to have fun with each other. And we built the show this way, like in a very organic way. It's like every little thing that happened on stage has been done once, and when that one time it was done, after the show we're like, that was so much fun when you did that, and we're like, okay, we do it again. Mm-hmm. And we need to renew ourselves, and new songs will bring that. But the show has some serious aspect to it and some more goofy, humoristic approach to it, because this is fundamentally also who we are, and we are absolutely enjoying what we're doing. So bringing humor along was something that came out very naturally. And then now with that new album, with the fact that the band is growing and there's a bit more means that are put behind it, we're building the show with more and more props and more effects, because my dream would be that a live show Visions of Atlantis would be a completely immersive experience with every song having its little universe and things happening, a bit in between a musical and a metal show and Rammstein. Because you've seen the fire yesterday, you felt it on your skin, right?
It was so cool.
I thought my eyebrows were burning, but yeah, it calls for it. Oh yeah, so I wouldn't put it like in the most biggest places. Like I don't care if we play arenas or big halls. Like to me, it's not the amount of people that is the dream. It's having no limits for the show, to bring the biggest entertainment, the biggest wow effect. Because I grew up with the approach of shows of Madonna and Michael Jackson. I know it's bad examples because they had no budget limits, but it's a good inspiration to just be like over the top, you know, so that people come in the venue and for 1.5 hours, 2 hours, lose touch with reality, are transported into a completely different world, and have fun all together. And then of course I'm not gonna go to the details for every song, but the idea, is to empower every song with its own its own colors, its own taste, its own effects, so that they really live on stage. Also because of that cinematic approach, theater is closest to what we could do on stage, because the screen is something different. But yeah, having this idea of that, maybe even creating moments where there could be, like, I don't know, acting scenes in between, as I said, like a crossover between a metal show and a musical, but still involving the audience. Like, I would never do something where the audience is sitting and it just devours the show and there is no interaction. That would not be the point. This is a never-ending conversation, because we all in the band have a different approach to it. For sure, we're doing this for us first, in the sense that we're not living out of Visions of Atlantis. This is not our job yet. We'll see. We cannot decide on that. So we want to have fun playing what we're playing, and we want to feel connected to the music, because this is how we perform it the best, and this is how we transmit to people the best. And since we've been able to write more and more from within the band, we feel more connected to the most recent material from Wanderers on. So that's why we tend to focus on those last 3 records, and also because we've played so much, we're always impatient to play new material, because of course at some point you're like, okay, I've played that song 200 times, 250 times. It's normal that, I mean, big bands, they keep playing their singles until the end, because that's what people want to listen to. But so yeah, our set list is we try not to make, like, it's not really a compromise. We stand to the fact that we're not playing the old material from Visions of Atlantis, like previous to me joining the band, for instance. And then for the fall, though, because now with Pirates II we have way more good material, and because there are so many favorite songs from, like, every song of Pirates II could be a favorite song of someone. That I would like that we could, for this tour, have at least 2 or 3 different set lists, so that we don't play the same songs every night. And yeah, we can switch and alternate, and so that people get to hear some of their favorite songs, because of course we cannot play 2 hours every night on the whole tour. We're not there yet. Yeah. We would need a bit more off days. Well, I want to say thank you so much to all our beautiful sailors out there who's been there for quite some time, or there pretty recently. Your support means everything to us, because without you joining the ship, we would not be doing what we're doing now. It's because you've been pre-ordering the album before you've heard it. It's because you've been buying tickets for the show before you knew what Pirates II would be about. It's because you've been around here with us for so long that we're able to do what we do. So thank you so much for your support, for being here, for joining the fun with us, for being a part of Visions of Atlantis Sailors that is been led by Juliana for years. And I want to thank her for her dedication and all the energy and time that she spent into that, because it's thanks to her that we could have a chat today. And it's thanks to people like her that that we feel like we're doing something meaningful out there. So thank you guys so much.